Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. And in today's update, we are going to check out XRP's chart. And my friends, in XRP, we got some work to do. First things first, let's check out some indicators and see what is going on. And unfortunately, in MACD, we are having still a confirmed sell signal, which is definitely not an optimistic sign, especially when you combine it with classic TA, meaning support and resistances, suggesting, you know what, maybe in XRP, we have gotten a break of this very important support area. Now, why do I say maybe we have gotten a break of this support while at the same time we are definitely under here? Because if you want to say this region is broken in weekly time frame, first things first, you have to see a candle close under this region and then a pullback followed by a continuation of the move down. So right now, yep, fair enough, we do have a candle under this area, but number one, this thing is not closed yet. You need to be a bit patient and wait until the current weekly candle closes. And number two, we don't really have yet at least the pullback and then the continuation of the move down phase. Now, overall, I'm not going to say in terms of indicators in weekly chart we are looking good, but there might be some signs of hope. And let's go and check out the stock RSI and see what is going on. And as you can see, okay, in a stock RSI, sure, we do have a sell signal, not an optimistic sign, but pay attention, we are around the oversold area. And the last time that we were here in XRP, it was way back down this area, about $2.1. And the moments that we got a buy signal, that actually did mark our final low. So the fact that we are right now around the oversold region, in my view, does suggest, yeah, probably downsides in XRP. And for that matter, I'm going to say in a whole lot of other altcoins are very limited. But again, like we said that also at the beginning of the video, we got some work to do. And in order to prove that this isn't a break of the support, we have to soon get a move on the upside and reclaim this level, go above it, do a pullback, and then get a continuation of the move up. As long as we are staying under here, I think the situation might be a little bit risky. And I actually have good news for you. First things first, let's go on maybe 30-minute time frame. Maybe it's best to go actually on Coinbase's chart, since in it we don't really have these insane shadows. There we go. We actually in Coinbase's chart only wick to about the $1.8 region. So this chart does look a bit better. And in my view, you can technically say that if I just do this, yeah, we are having off of the lows maybe a 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into wave 3. Probably I'm going to say a triangle into wave 4, another move up into wave 5. So the fact that we are able to find a 5 wave off of the lows, in my view, can be an optimistic sign. Followed by that, what is happening in this area? I think if you want to say that the bottom for this move down is in, you should probably consider the possibility of having an A, B, C in form of a zigzag, which in terms of the subwaves, we're going to have 5 down into A, correction for wave B. Let's say in this instance, a WXY honestly doesn't really matter. And then another 5 down into C. And if I just go on the live chart, there we go. So I think we can all agree that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down. This initial move also is a 5 wave. So why not considering on a higher degree having this area, excuse me, an A, B, C zigzag, and this can be a bullish sign, since again, before this ABC, we are allowed to consider in this region a 5 wave up, and maybe on a higher degree, we are having 5 up into 1, correction for 2, and what's next? A good move up into wave 3, 4, 5. Now, I want to be very clear. This ABC zigzag right now at least is not really confirmed yet. When will it get confirmed? I think when we get a good move up, hopefully in the next 48 to 72 hours, something like this, in order to take this important high right in here about, let's say, $2.50. Why? Because at that point, if we take the highs, there's going to be very limited chance that we are having from this point to about here a 5 wave as opposed to an ABC, further confirming, yep, this is a correction and our move up is going to continue. And what was the good news that we talked about earlier? You see, in my view, in XRP and probably in a lot of other altcoins as well. The next week is actually going to be kind of a bullish one, and I do believe that we are going to recover from all this move on the downside. And I'm really hoping that during the recovery phase, we identify a very strong move up without a lot of overlapping of the waves. And by that, you probably know what I want to say. I'm specifically talking about having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave on the upside in order to reclaim that important support area and basically get back above it, so we can start being more optimistic with like much more confidence. I think next week is actually going to be a good one for us. So, you know, let's hope that we are going to do that and we're going to get a rather strong move. What you do not want to see, on the other hand, let's go on Binance's chart again. There we go. What you do not want to see next week is actually a rather slow and choppy move on the upside. No, I think it was actually on TradingView's chart. Right, there we go. What you do not want to see is a slow and choppy move on the upside in order to have a pullback to this region, because I'm telling you, that's not really going to be a good sign. And if we see a slow move in the next week, well, maybe we should count on a continuation of the move down in order to take all the lows and go potentially even a bit lower than that. But right now, that's not really going to be my primary case. Usually, whenever we are having a strong liquidation events like this, and this was literally the biggest liquidation event in the history of crypto market, whenever we are having events like this, usually these are marking our final lows. So I really want to be optimistic in XRP, but just to make sure, let's get a move up in next week and get back above this level, which the higher band of it is somewhere around, let's say, $2.8. Basically, we need to see like a 25% move on the upside, which honestly is not really that much of an insane deal. Now, in terms of what is happening in like very short term, I'm really hoping that this is going to be from the lows, like a 1, 2, and then wave 3 and 4 and 5. Now, even if this is a 5 wave, I'm telling you right now, probably in the next 24 to about 48 hours, you are actually going to see some sort of a move on the downside, since these lows do look quite juicy, and I'm willing to bet under them we do have a fair amount of liquidity, and the price does actually have a tendency to grab those liquidities first and then get a rather good bounce. So for the next 12 to 24, let's say even 48 hours, you want to see maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down in order to hopefully complete the subwaves for an ABC zigzag. And then you want to see a move up in order to take this high and confirm that indeed this is an ABC zigzag. And let's continue our move up in quite a bit of a rapid pace, because if the bullish count that I'm thinking in XRP is in play, then okay, this is going to be on a higher degree, wave 1, correction for 2, and what's next? A strong move up into wave 3, 4, 5. And you want to remember that in terms of Elliott waves, wave 3 is usually quite a strong and sharp move on the upside. Hence why I said the next move, I'm really hoping that is going to be a big one up. So overall, in XRP and in a lot of other altcoins, surprisingly, even with the recent move on the downside, I am still a fan of having some sort of a V-shaped recovery phase. And if you close this chart and come back, let's say in about 10 to 15 days, I do think you are going to see XRP at higher prices, maybe right around these areas at the beginning of the crashing hour, about $2.8. And if we successfully stay above this level once more, it could be an awesome sign suggesting, you know what, yeah, probably this was a correction structure, and the bull run case for XRP by the end of this cycle hopefully is going to be still intact. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Ripple's chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and loved ones. Goodbye.